Hello, I hope ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pavel Schuster, and I will be today your guide through our webinar about innovating optical networks worldwide and products that drive the project excellence. Let me first introduce myself. I'm working for over 20 years for company PLP, and I'm skilled in sales. A skilled sales professional. I'm specializing in business development and client relations in the telecommunications and the fiber optic sector. Uh, Basically, since I'm 20 years in the business, I will go through several business cases we did all around the world. Not all of them are related to FTTH. Some of them are related to different type of networks. And this way, I would like to show what is possible in the world in different part of the world. So it's not going to be any heavily educated lesson. It's going to be more kind of a free webinar just to show you what can happen around the world. Before I start, I would like to also introduce a company where I'm working. So I'm working for company PLP. If you want perform line product, which is a US based company, and it's a global company specializing in innovative solution for energy, communications, and infrastructure. I'm working in a Czech subsidiary, so at the moment I'm broadcasting from Czech Republic. And here in Czech Republic, we focus on developing and manufacturing advanced telecommunications and fiber optic solutions, including cabinets, closures, distribution boxes, patch panels, basically all kind of housing which you can use in fiber optic network. So let's start. I will just go on different view. I hope that everybody still see me and you can see the presentation. Uh, Let's go directly to the first slide, where I will speak a little bit about a very nice project which happened many years ago in Lithuania. And we get a chance because Lithuania in 2010 got some Europe Union funds, and they decided to connect via fiber optic network or public buildings like city halls, schools, libraries, and so on. And because they had a very old copper network, yeah. So first stage or first step was in public sector, so they decided to use these European funds to connect those public buildings, and we had the opportunity to design for them high density cabinets. So basically, those cabinets which you see on the pictures, you can see all around the Lithuania. Basically, in every bigger city in Lithuania, there is a data center, and they have these type of cabinets mounted inside. Uh, since the fiber optic was not so advanced in 2010, everybody focused not on saving the space, but everybody focused on to be comfortable during installation. It means everything is nice, spacious. There is a plenty room for cable reserve for slack of the cables, and I think we did a great job because in period of 3 years we supply hundreds of these cabinets, and we are proud on it because it's in a state network. And since then we start to develop these cabinets also in different countries, also in domestic companies, and I think we were quite successful with this project. Second project, we will move on to Germany, and it was recently, a few years ago, where in Germany they use so-called pop stations, and in these pop stations they have also a fiber optic network. What happened a few years ago, they find out that the capacity is limited in those pop stations, and they need to increase the capacity. But because of the uh, because it was very complicated to get a NatBob station, get a permit, build it, and it was expensive. They decided to use the existing space. It means existing rack or frame, 19 inches frame, remove the old patch panels and replace them with the new ones. And since we had the solution for them where in 2U height we could install 288 LC. It means in one cabinet, for example 42U, we could fit over 6,000 LC connections. They decided to use our patch panels, so and we don't have them not only in Germany, but we have them also in Sweden and in UK in new pop stations. Later on, we find out that ribbon fiber is getting very popular in Europe. So here on this picture, you have a solution with the ribbon fiber, because it's always much easier to splice, for example, 12 ribbons at once than one by one, obviously. And yeah, this we call it ultra high density patch panel, become also very popular, and we have them all around Europe. So let me go to the next slide. This was a very interesting project. I was not really involved directly, but my colleagues from USA, they were. Basically, many years ago, in Emirates, we have supplied several dome closures. And after, let's say, 8-10 years, they find out that they again need to increase the capacity of the network, and they need to add some cables. Of course, they need to connect those cables. So we have a solution. We call it a Coyote Dome closures, where basically in the beginning they use a small closure with the 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can remove the unconnected cable with splice trays without interrupting the line, and put it in a bigger closure, which has, for example, 8 grommets. So from 4, you go to 8 grommets, and also you can increase the capacity with splice trays. So what does it mean? Example, if you have this original closure, which is this line, for 288 splices, you can easily double the capacity, removing this part. So basically this is inside part of the closure, yeah, and you remove it to the bigger closure, where you can add more cables, you can put more splices. And it happened a few years ago. uh, you can see actually a real picture from installation, and I'm trying to use the real pictures from installation, so you have an idea how it really work, and that is actually possible. So yeah, it was a very nice project in Emirates, and such an increasement of the network, it's getting more and more popular, because yeah, we are using fiber optic for several years, and so far there is nothing better than fiber optic. There is nothing better than fiber, and it will come more and more. All right, my next project happened also many years ago. It was before actually I start to work for a PLP company. Excuse me. And it was in Latvia. Basically, in 2001, Latvia had a really bad copper network. That time they didn't use the fiber yet, and they decided to build brand new copper network in Latvia. Latvia is generally small country, and since that time not too many companies were educated about the fiber. They decided to do the copper network. By the way, the same happened in Czech Republic, or that time Czech and Slovak Republic, uh, in 90s, where we built a completely new copper network. Later on, I will speak about some benefits about the new copper network, where you use the same cabinet, same diameter of the cable, same type of cable, and then when the copper network is in a good condition, then you can reach some nice speed and service for the customers. But that's going to be later on. In 2001, we start to manufacture the cabinet for copper network, and we provide samples. What was really interesting was that the local manager didn't accept our test reports from the official norms used that time in Europe, and they said they will test it by themselves. So basically, they took the pillar, put it in the field, light it on fire, hit it with baseball stick, and they basically we passed, and we were supplying for many years, and I could say that the whole Latvia, the copper network, which is still used, was built on our cabinet or cabinets, many different cabinets. And I'll start with this small one. We can see that this very small. You don't need underground base. You just need to put the ground around, and it's very easy to install. It's very light. We start to use this pillar also for fiber optic later on because it becomes so popular. So basically, I would say three countries are built on these street cabinets: Czechia, Latvia, and also Slovakia. That we start to use it in the fiber optic. And my next slides are about the fiber optic, where this pillar was used in different parts of the world. Alrighty. Yeah, another project in Latvia. As I said, the pillars were very popular there. I don't know if you heard about this, but in Latvia, 2011-12, there was they built how to say a residential. It was a residential project with wooden houses, lakes, and greeneries, kind of eco village, And they didn't like the gray color, so they asked us if we can do some kind of more natural design. And as you can see, this is the same pillar which you can see over here. Only we have used special technology which is called hydrographic. It means you soak the design on the surface in some kind of liquid, and you can put any design. We call this camouflage because, as you can see, when this one is in greenery, you almost can recognize that. Yeah. So in this project, yeah, we have also camouflage fiber optic pillars. Uh, I would say there was only few pieces, but still for our company it was challenge. So we we, we went for it, and we succeed, and it's nice reference to have that such a eco village, such a greenery village having our pillars. And one more of these pillar. We used to supply many of different type of housings to South Africa, and they didn't like the pillars because they have a big problem with vandalism. So what they try to do, they try to bury everything under the ground, even the small connection point on the houses. They like to put it in manhole or chamber, and everything have under the ground. But also in some of the cities, they have a locations which they call locally. I think it was condominium, and it's kind of village inside the city. Yeah, so it's a gated area where you need to get a permission to enter there, and there is a plenty of family houses, and we force them to use it uh, in South Africa for fiber optic. Here you can see case where you have a 48 drops. So this one small pillar is feeding 48 houses or apartments, and these orange ducts, those are this is the main cable which is uncut. So if I drop 48 here, this main feeder cable is maybe 288, and then you continue to the next one. Again, you make a slug, and the next one. So this is very easy, and to be honest, it's quite cost-effective solution, and it's easy to install. And what is the biggest benefit of it is that one person can install it. If you are interested, you can go on our YouTube channel where we have actually video of installation of this pillar because it's very light. And another great benefit is that you can enter inside the cabinet as often as you need to connect, disconnect, add the customer, and so on, because it's not in a chamber where it's mud, soil, humidity, and every time you need to clean it and open it. So this is the solution where you just come with the key, open the door, and do the stuff you need. So that's one of the biggest benefit. Yeah. So we also, yeah, you can see also big pillars from made in Czechia are also in South Africa. Uh, this is the last slide about these small pillars, which I said already are very successful. Uh, we have one customer in Sweden, and he sent us very interesting request. They said, we need a small pillar for broadcasting, and I didn't understand. And it must be urine, how you say that, resistant. And I said, "What? Can you repeat that?" I didn't believe. I didn't understand what he's asking me. But then we had a call, and he explained me. We have these huge music festivals in Sweden, and those are broadcasted in a national TV and in private TVs. And we need just simple pillar because people drink there a lot of beer and they pee everywhere, and it must be pee resistant. So we have we have make a special design of this pillar for them, and they are still on those places. They are still used for broadcasting. Basically, just broadcasting car come close to the pillar, and we just take a patch cord which has a long slack, and you connect it inside the box. There is a little hole. It's not seen here. It's a little hole where the patch cord go out. Kind of hardened patch cord, and you connect inside the broadcasting car, and you have a you can see the music on your TV. Yeah, so that was very interesting project. I like to always remember such a project. Next one. Uh, this project, it was our key project basically because we had a one, or we have still have a one client in Slovakia, a big operator, part of the big national group, and since they have a copper network in very bad condition, they go straight to the fiber optic. They were actually one of the first networks which was covered in European country, and that time UK, Germany, Czech Republic didn't have a clue that they will have a fiber optic network, but they start already in 2007. And together with our designers, because we have a development center, as I mentioned already, they design a special street pillars which were used for microducts or duct bundles. You can see on the picture here. Yeah, so microducts come in, and we designed for them cabinets based on a special splicing system, a special system how to divide the microducts in the bundles, and they are quite resistant because it's a high quality cabinet with 1 centimeter thick walls, and it's kind of 3D. So if for example somebody break the door, you can replace it. If somebody break the roof, you replace it. If somebody break the side panel, you can also replace it, which was beneficial. And we were designing that, to be honest, is sometimes not easy for 3 years, but in the end we came with a really nice solution with different sizes. And I would say that basically whole network in Slovakia, fiber optic network, is again built on PLP products. And from Slovakia, they had a daughter company in Macedonia, and they decided to use the same network structure like in Slovakia, and the same cabinets are also used in Macedonia for many years, and very successful project. We are glad to have it, and if you need to know more about those cabinets, we call them ORU cabinets. Yeah, have a look on our website or have a look on the YouTube channel, as I mentioned. Just put ORU in a search, and it will give you more information, videos, how to install it, explanations, data sheets, and so on. Really nice. What is really funny is that in 2007, imagine 2007, they start to use these street cabinets, and Slovakia was a former Eastern European country. And after so many years, now Germany is starting to do it. UK is starting to do it last 2 years or 3 years. Yes, so actually they were very much ahead of the standard in Europe. And our company was there, and our company was the part of the development. So we are kind of proud on it. Okay, next project. That was a project of my colleague. It happened in Portugal. Basically, what they need, they said we need a manhole, but watertight. And we didn't understand why you need watertight. No, because we want to put the cabinet inside. There are going to be some active components, and it must be under the ground and so on. So we have designed for them IP68 chamber. I remember that when we were testing that, because the lid of the chamber is very heavy and its dimensions are maybe 1 meter on 80 centimeters. It was quite a heavy chamber, and we had to call a local divers, and we took the closed manhole and bring it to the lake. And the divers, they drop it for 2 days. I think in 6 or 7 meters depth. They leave it there for 2 or 3 days, and they with the crane we take it out and we check if the water is inside. So it was really interesting project, and we learned by this project a lot, because to make the closure or the any kind of housing resistant against water is quite difficult, and it's not so easy. And I think we did again a very good job, and then we use it in many more different small projects. If I'm gonna be specific, for example, in Prague, in a castle, Prague Castle, everything is very historical. So they don't let you put no pole, no nothing on the wall. Everything must be buried, and they need such a fiber optic connection. So one of these chambers is also in Prague, in castle, installed for probably very much secret application, but we have it there, and it was proof that our products are in a good quality. All right then, and now, as I mentioned before, let's go back to the copper network. Uh, Brand new copper network in our country, in Czech Republic, was built in 90s, as I mentioned already. So there were very old cabinets till now, and they decided not to build brand new complete fiber optic network, but only they will take care of the let's say backbone, and then the last mile will stay on copper. So they start to use so-called remote D slabs. But in existing cabinets where the copper was connected, there was no more space. So in the beginning, we had an old cabinet, and we put on the top a new kind of roof where was space for active components. There was a ventilator, active ventilator. We connected on electricity so it works, and that was in the beginning. Again, the reason why we put it on top was that it was quite complicated to get a permission for another half meter square to build the cabinet next to it and so on. So first, I think 1 or 2 years they were building that way. They basically bought only the extension, they bring to the extension cabinet, they put it on top of the extension, do the job. But later on, they find out that it's not really so difficult to reconnect all the copper wires, because if you have a good team and they know how to do it, it's much easier to work. And they decided that they will replace the old cabinet with the new ones. So here on this picture, you can see the new cabinet, where on the left side is a copper section, and right side is fiber optic section. By the way, my house is connected on this remote DSLAM, and I'm quite happy. I have a good speed, and don't need fiber optic yet. I'm on VDSL2, and yeah, it's a nice speed, and for me, because I'm not gaming, it's fine. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I will put you a video. It may happen that I will lose the voice, but later on. But let's see. This video was made actually by the operator, and it's showing how the old cabinet is removed by the new one. Oops. Excuse me. Okay, you can see the old cabinet, and it's typical village in Czech Republic. Now they are removing the old cabinet. They completely cut the cable, which is very interesting. Yeah, and they install the fiber optic duct, bring the new cabinet. Sorry, the Czech language, but they have it only in Czech, but you can see what they are doing. Basically, they can do this in 24 hours, in most of the time, less than 24 hours. Yeah, and job is done. So this is just to give you overview how the reinstallation look like when you go when you use the remote DSLAMs. All right. Few more slides. Yeah, this happened in Czech Republic, where basically, again, we had a special request from one of the operators, where they use BTS stations. In most of the cases, they use them on a rooftop of some high buildings, of course, by the antennas. And one of the requests was, you know what? Not every time we can use crane. So our development team came with a solution where basically this cabinet, which is isolated, has air conditioning, ventilation, batteries, sensors on the door, many features. You can break on a several parts, carry them on a staircase or in an elevator on the top of the roof, and put it back together on the top of the roof, which is great because you don't carry then 200 kilos, but you go by small parts, and it become very popular, and it's used until nowadays, and yeah, customer is happy. So if you need a cabinet which is breakable on parts and it's outdoor, isolated, and we can make a changes because as I said, we have a design and development team. Yeah, let us know, we can show you our portfolio. Next project happened in Germany. Once we were connected by the company who supply components for windmills, and they needed a special box IP67 where they could connect fiber optic let's say mini network, because they yeah, and the focus from their side was they need everything be absolutely perfect and clean. So before this cabinet, which was pre-installed with all the adapters, pigtails, was checked by inspection cameras, so there is no dust, no dirt, and we were doing that 100% check in our factory. Nowadays they don't use it anymore. They use standard 1U patch panels because they have a kind of control room where is a cabinet, and they install this patch panel inside the cabinet. But few pieces we are still delivering this year, and you can see them. We have thousands of them all around the Germany. So also one of the very interesting project which we can supply, and you can see it's not part of the FTTH or FTTX. It's basically a little bit different sector, more industrial, and yeah, we can also do this type of sector. One more slide, maybe. Yeah, this is the last slide of my presentation, basically last case, and it's also very interesting. Basically, we call it facade solution. What is the benefit? And that this one was related to FTTH. It happened in Middle East a few years ago, where they want a little bit play with capex and opex. So they don't want to spend too much money in the beginning, and maybe they could pay later on. So we came with this solution where we use so-called razor cable. So basically, it's a cable where the buffers inside are loose. Yeah, so they are kind of there is no gel, no any filling, and you can make a window cut. We call it window cut, and pull out the cables you need. Yeah, the buffers, 900 millimeters buffers, or maybe bigger, depends how the structure of the cable is done. Biggest benefit of this solution is that first you install the cable all around the buildings. Yeah, in this case on facades. I don't know if you've been if you've been in, for example, Portugal or Spain. They put all the cables on facade, yeah, or facades of the houses. So in this case, in Middle East as well, and so the benefit is you put the cable and you go away. Just fix the cable on the wall and that's it. Later, when the customer who live in that building or in that apartment ask for service, you come with this special mini box which we have designed, which has an openable grommets. So basically, you take the cable, remove it a little bit from the wall, and slide the box behind, fix it, make the window cut, and you can do the distribution through this little box. Picture is also again from the real installation. Okay, again, ladies, gentlemen, thank you very much for your attending this webinar. I'm really glad that you join, and for me it was pleasure. As you could see, I like to talk. So, would you have any questions? You see my contact details on the screen. You will also receive this presentation by link. So let me know if I can help or discuss or design anything for you. If you need more information, let us know. And I'm looking forward to the next webinar, which will be held next year. Till then, I'll wish you a great holidays and enjoy the winter here, at least in Europe. Those who are connected from other part of the world, like Middle East, enjoy the warm weather. So again, thank you very much for listening, and I see you next time.